Hi guys, I just finished my community service event. I have a lot to say, and I'm trying to find a way to get it to percolate so I can get it out. So I've been learning a lot about choices, and as I said in my short, choices put you on a path. And I believe I also mentioned this in another one of my videos on here. I believe I said that I was watching another creator, and she said that choices are portals. And whatever choice you make, you walk through that portal, which leads you to a path that exists within this atmosphere, right? And then I actually experienced that today. So I had to go to an event in Brooklyn, and I was going back and forth with myself on how I was going to get there, and then dealing with anxiety with traveling alone, and then all of these things was just swirling in my head. And then I got instructions on how to get here by someone else after already telling myself how I was going to get here, added more overwhelm, right? So I was going to take one mode of transportation, but I changed my mind this morning because I couldn't handle it. Like, I really could not stomach it. So I took the mode of transportation that I knew and was familiar with. And even going back and forth about that was hard because I'm also dealing with wanting to be perfect. And I've been picking myself apart to be perfect. But then the irony of it all is that I will never be. Right? I will never be perfect. Nobody will ever be, because that doesn't exist. And I was beating myself up this morning because I wanted to get to my event on time. And the instructions that was provided to me last night would have gotten me here early, like I wanted. And this morning on my way to my event, so many things occurred, right? I had to finish my workout quickly, so I had to chisel off time that I would normally spend working out because I wanted to get in the shower, be fresh, get my life together. And then I wanted to pack some snacks because this event was 2 hours. I wanted to make sure I had something in my system, so I had to put my fuel in my bag, and then I had to make something quick for me to eat, so I'm scarfing that down. I'm trying to rush out the door, and I can't stand that, right? So I'm on my way to the train, right? Trucking. I stop. No one is in the house, right? I was the last to leave. And I forgot to put on an extra lock. So I had to go right back home, put on that extra lock. And any other time, I would have been pissed at myself. Oh, I would have been pissed at myself. But you know what? I had that fucking attitude, y'all. I had that effing attitude. Whatever. I'll get there when I get there. Got to the train. Tell me why the train I was going to take was not running today. You know what I said? Oh, well, can't control it. I had to reroute. I had to do what I had to do, right? I had to get here. I didn't have time to beat myself up. I didn't have time to mope. I had to figure it the fuck out, and that's what I did. I had to take another train. And then I could have easily said, oh, I could have took the other way, like that person told me to do it, or how I was told to do it, and just spiraling. But I didn't allow that to sink into me. I acknowledged it because it was there. I was like, oh, okay. But I kept it moving because I ain't have time for that, right? And traveling here was smoother than I thought, regardless of the the events, the mini quests I had during my morning. So tell me why I'm walking to the event and I pass a school, and I'm gonna paraphrase because I don't remember what it said word for word, but essentially the quote was talking about choices, and your choices today shapes your future or your world tomorrow. And this ties back into the choices that I've made today. Despite how life was lifing, I chose to let it go. And today could have easily turned into one of those trying days, one of those hard days. But I didn't allow it to be that, because there are certain things I just couldn't control. So I had to let it go. And then I got to experience so much during my journey, my route here. I experienced people, places that I normally wouldn't experience because I'll be in my neck of the woods. And then I was social today. It felt, let me tell y'all something, it felt so weird. So weird because I was really self-conscious. Learning how to socialize at my big age, challenging. But I'm learning. And now I get to experience life in a different way, because I was able to literally say F it. Literally. There's certain things you cannot control. And it took me the longest to figure that out, because I'm the type, especially if I'm traveling somewhere, to plan everything from soup to nuts. But then I also was still able to ask myself what I could have done differently. I could have done a few things differently. while still holding space for the fact that I tried my best, while holding space for the fact that there were certain things during the day that I could not fix. And there were certain things that happened during the day that I did not have the power to change. It just was what it was. Y'all, it took me the longest to come to terms with this. And I'm proud of myself. Until next time.